Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of All About Jamie. I'm really excited for today's episode because I'll be showing you guys how to do a mask-friendly makeup look. I'll also be sharing some tips on how to prevent that dreaded mask when you have to wear a face mask. And as you know, we are facing a very tough situation at the moment because of the pandemic, and we all have to keep ourselves and everyone safe. And sometimes we do get breakouts because we are wearing a face mask all the time. And you guys know how I take care of my skin, and recently I've been paying extra attention to my face. And acne usually occurs when our pores get clogged by oil, dirt, bacteria, and dead skin cells. And wearing a mask often creates a moist and hot environment which contributes to breakouts and rashes. First and foremost, and very importantly, make sure that your face mask is clean and free of bacteria. And also to make sure to wash your face before and after wearing a face mask. Don't forget to moisturize and always wear a sunscreen. Also, don't wear too much makeup under the mask, which I will show you in a bit. And now that we've covered the basics on how to prevent them, I wanted to share with you the extra steps that I take, especially when I see acne and little oil spots start forming on my face. So we need to exfoliate to aid the removal of dead skin cells, dirt, and bacteria. And recently, I have been using the Babyface Skin Reboot once a week to remove all my dead skin cells, exfoliate my skin, and I really love it because it is a triple acid solution with no abrasion. Alright guys, so I am just going to wait for 1 minute before I lightly rub on my skin to remove all the debris. Alright, so 1 minute is up, and just gently rub on my skin to remove all the dead skin cells and debris. And now that my face is clean and smooth, I am going to start on my skincare routine. I prefer to keep it simple because, as you know, that spending hours under a mask is going to make your lower area of the face very hot and it will clog your skin. And therefore, I prefer to use creams that are lighter so that it doesn't majorly clog my pores. But it is still important to keep your skin very hydrated but not too oily. So I'm starting with the Dior Prestige Lotion. Just going to lightly tap it on my face. Just give it a few light taps to wakey your skin, not forgetting your neck area. Of course, many of us tend to neglect our neck, but they are the first area to show signs of aging, so be very attentive to it. And now I am going to put on the new micro-huile Rose. This is one of my favorite serums. And next, I'm moving on to my eye cream. It is called the Extreme Eye Lift. Just a little bit of it. You can actually use it around your lip area as well to prevent the formation of fine lines and wrinkles. Okay, next I'm now going to move on to my day cream. I especially love the Dr. Barbara Sturm Brightening Face Cream. I like how light the formula is. Doesn't feel oily and yet delivers me long-lasting hydration and actually really brightens up my face. Next will be my SPF. Guys, never ever forget your SPF, even though like half your face is going to be hidden under a mask, but you never know. So for my SPF, I like to use a higher SPF so that it lasts me longer throughout the day. I'm using EviDenS Beauty SPF 50 Total Shield. Around your neck area, go as low as possible because every part of your body is important. And next, we're gonna move on to the makeup primer. I always use a makeup primer because I feel that it actually makes my foundation last a lot longer. It kind of like seals it onto your face. I'm using the Guerlain L'Or. It has got little gold flakes. You can see how much I love it because I'm just left with a little bit of it. And then I am all prepped to start on my makeup. So for foundation, I really want to keep it very minimal because you don't want too much transfer onto your mask, and I always use disposable mask. It's just my own personal preference. Recently, I have discovered a new foundation. It is by McGrath. I really love it because it is very liquidy. It's easy to put on your face. It's not so thick, and yet it gives me that very put together kind of finish that I absolutely love. I'm going to use a kabuki brush to even out my foundation. But first, I'm going to just dot the foundation on my face. You can see how beautiful this foundation is on my skin. It literally feels weightless and like a second skin down to my neck area. So my skin is looking really good lately. Don't feel that I need to be layering my foundation on, and too much layering actually is going to cause like transfer onto your mask, and well, I mean, there would be some transfer. You just don't want it to be like a whole patch. So I would suggest that you just put on a thin layer of foundation just to look that much put together. And next, I'll be putting on a little bit of concealer under my eyes and on areas that I feel that I need. But I like to be very sparing with my concealer and also to apply it really thin. I like to take some out and put it on a palette, and then I will go on my face with a brush really thinly. So sometimes I like to mix a little bit of my foundation and mix it with the concealer, but be sure to like thin it out so thin with a brush before I put it on my under eye. Just a little bit down the center of my nose just to give it more definition, and of course on my chin area that has been kind of breaking out a little bit before I discovered the Babyface Peel Mask, and that after I started using it for 3 weeks, it really cleared out all my breakouts, and I'm just so thankful for it. Now that my foundation and concealer is all done, I am going to go with a light dusting of loose powder because you really don't want to be putting on a mask with sticky face. So what I like to do is I use a small flat brush and sparingly just press some loose powder on the more shiny parts of my face, and also on parts where I just really want to seal the concealer or the foundation, the top of my lip, because when the weather is hot and I start to feel like I'm glowing from the center of my face, so I like to just lightly tap some loose powder on these areas. And I'm going to go over with a very large brush just to tap Tap it a little bit so that you take less than you actually pick up. So now I'm going to move on to my brows and my eyes, because from the mask, those are exactly the only areas that are going to be talking. So I get the spoolie and I start brushing out the foundation and powder from my eyebrows. So I've got this new brow pencil by the Hourglass. You can see that it's super fine, and therefore it's great for filling in your brows, just like a few strokes. I'm gonna get a mirror so that I can see better. So brows are really important when you want to look polished. Even on normal days, it is always good to have your brows put together, and which is why I opted to microblade my brows. Now we're gonna move on to eyeshadow. I've been using the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk palette for a while now, and it is still by far one of my favorite palettes for eye makeup. These days, I prefer to keep my look clean, simple, and sweet. I'm going to take the lightest color on this palette under Day to just go over the brow bone, just to give it like a more pronounced arch. You can see that it kind of shimmers. Next, I'm going to take this beigey camel tone and just go over my eyes. If you choose to be slightly more dramatic, you can take a darker brown tone to just put it right at the furthest end of your eye and just flick it out for a more like cat eye looking effect. And next, I want to take a little bit of liquid eyeliner just to line the ends of my eyes to give it a more cat eye kind of effect. So one of my favorite eyeliner is from this brand called K Palette, and it is called the Real Lasting Eyeliner. It's really long lasting and it doesn't smudge easily. That's why I love it a lot. One of my favorite tricks on making my eyes look more awake is to use like a white pencil. So my favorite one is this pencil from Charlotte Tilbury. You can see that it is like kind of a very lightish cream shade, which I would draw into my waterline. I have been doing this forever. I feel that it really wakes my eyes up. And for the lower eye, I'm using this super slim Maybelline Everlasting Gel Eyeliner in a brown shade. Next, I'm going to take a super flat and slim brush like that for the eyeliner so that I could put a darker powder over the eyeline that I've just drawn to give it a softer kind of look. Since I've got eyelash extensions on, I don't have to put on mascara. I'm just going to brush them out to get rid of any excess eyeshadow that might have been trapped in between my lashes. But I do like to use a clear mascara just to hold my eyelash extensions up. Make sure that you use the clear mascara that is especially made for eyelash extensions. But I gotta say that ever since I made the decision to wear eyelash extensions, it has really been a real time saver, a real value add to my eyes. Actually, I just absolutely adore it. And now the eyes are done. I'm going to just put on a bit of blusher to just give my face a very kind of a delicate glow using this incandescent Electra from the Hourglass. Just tap off the excess, and I'm just going to put them on the apples of my cheeks. I much prefer powder blushes when it comes to wearing masks. It just stays much better and does not shriek. So just very sparingly tap on the apples of your cheeks. And when it comes to the lips, which is like the part that is going to be covered up when you're wearing a mask, but you still want to have some sort of lipstick going on there, because at some point you are going to be removing your mask. And therefore, you shouldn't use a very glossy formula. First, I'm going to line my whole lip with a lip liner in a very neutral shade so that it stays there, and even if you remove the mask, because it's such a matte neutral shade, it is not going to affect the overall look of your lips. And also, I choose to use a matte lipstick instead of something very shiny or glossy, because those are the ones that are going to just dab off really easily. So it's the lip liner called the Lip Cheat, and it's from the Pillow Talk collection of Charlotte Tilbury. So you can see that the whole entire lip is filled with lip pencil, and it will be pretty challenging to have it rubbed off. Let's do a test. I blot it like I am wearing a mask, and it comes up clean. And if you find that it is too mattifying, you can put a lipstick on top of it. Just make sure that it is not going to be super glossy or super wet. I like to use this shade from Dior. It's from the Diorific Matte range in color number 360. I think it's a limited edition because I bought it like last Christmas, and I have used so much of it. As you can see, there is a hollow right here, because I do not apply my lipsticks like the usual way. I always use a lip liner, and therefore there is a hollow hole. So the makeup is more or less done. I am just going to contour my face a little bit to give it more definition, using the Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow. Alright, so I'm going to take the darker color, which is perfect for my skin tone, and just contour the side of my face to make it appear slimmer, which we all feel that we need to be slimmer for sure. My jawline, so that it looks a little bit more defined. And along my hairline, I'm just going to shade the side of my nose all the way down. It just looks better when I take a video or a selfie. And we're done. Now let's do a mask test. My lipstick. Hold it out a little bit and just give it a little pinch so that it sits nicely and that the lip part will kind of pop out. Okay. Now, let's have a look. There is very little lip transfer right here, but because I put a matte yet a little creamy formula on my lip, but I think it's okay, because even though there's some sort of transfer, it doesn't really affect the total look of your lips, and I think it still looks pretty good. So guys, here is the final look, and I hope that you have all picked up some tips from this video, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and let me know what other videos you'd like to see from me in the upcoming episodes of All About Jamie. And don't forget to show me some love by clicking the like button and keep showing your face some love as well. I'll see you guys next week.